In this tutorial, we will discuss the differences between recruitment and selection. The scope of recruitment and selection is very wide, and it consists of a variety of operations. Resources are considered as most important assets to any organization, and hence hiring the right resources or human resource is the most important aspect of recruitment. Every company has its own pattern of recruitment as per their recruitment policies and procedures. And the scope of recruitment and selection usually borders around the following: dealing with the excess of, or shortage of resources, preparing the recruitment policy for different categories of employees, analyzing the recruitment policies, processes, and procedures of the organization, identifying the areas where there could be a scope of improvement, streamlining the hiring process with suitable recommendations, and then last but not the least, choosing the best suitable process of recruitment for effective hiring so that the hiring process will be successful. Now, recruitment is a process of identifying, screening, shortlisting, and hiring potential resource for filling up the vacant positions in an organization. Recruitment is the process of choosing the right person for the right position at the right time. And recruitment also refers to the process of attracting, selecting, and appointing potential candidates to meet the organization's resource requirements.
The hiring of candidates can be done in two ways, either internally or externally. Now, with the internal one, it's when the organization looks within the organization for potential candidates to fill up vacant positions. And with the external sourced one, the organization goes to the open market and within a time constraint, in maybe a cost-effective way, looks at potential candidates to fill up vacant positions in the firm or organization. Selection, on the other hand, is the process of picking or choosing the right candidate who is suitable for a vacant position in an organization. In other words, selection can be explained as the process of interviewing the candidates and evaluating their qualities which are required for a specific job, and then choosing the suitable candidate for that position. Now, in literature, selection has been captured in various renderings, and firstly, we realize employee selection is the process of putting the right applicant on the right job. Also, some school of thought see selection as the process of choosing the applicant to have the qualification to fill the vacant job in an organization. But for an effective selection process, I don't think the qualification is the only factor that is brought to bear, but the candidate must have the right attitude, must have the right skills, and must have experience. Because sometimes experience becomes a critical aspect of job performance. Now, selection is important because it helps the organization to find new people that can play specific roles in the organization, and it is aimed at choosing a suitable candidate who can meet the requirements of a job specification. Now, normally the objectives and the line of production of a firm may not remain constant but may vary, and whenever there is a variation or whenever there is a new set of objectives, it will be possible maybe there is no one in the organization presently that can handle certain tasks to perfection. When that becomes the case, then it is vital to go through recruitment and then effect selections and finally give offer, which we'll talk about as we go on. Now, making the job offer is the final stage of recruitment and selection, and once a candidate is selected, he or she will be issued an offer letter, and this offer letter will describe the designation, the job location, the role, responsibilities, sometimes remuneration, benefits, and sometimes also the firm may clarify a few terms relating to the firm's policies. Now, contrary to the expectations of most HR personnel, offer is not a simple process, but it is also quite elaborate, and I believe if we can capture that in another video, it will be of much more essence. Recruitment and selection is the process of identifying the need for a job, defining the requirements of the position and the job holder, advertising the position, and choosing the most appropriate person for the job.
While the recruitment and selection process can be looked at as the entire process of identifying and filling the position, each part is drastically different. Indeed, the success of any business entity is largely hinged on the quality of its staff. Recruiting top employees with the correct skills can add value to a business, and recruiting workers at a wage or salary that the business can afford will bring business stability. Now we take a look at the difference between recruitment and selection. Recruitment encourages more and more employees to apply, but selection focuses on hiring a few suitable candidates and rejection of the many unsuitable candidates. There is also no contract awarded during recruitment, but during selection, contract of service between the employer and the selected employee may be made. Now, to capture the differences, we can look at it on the level of the meaning. And looking at the meaning, recruitment is an activity which involves establishing contact between an employee and an employer. Selection, on the other hand, is a process of picking up more competent and suitable employees. The next difference will be on the level of the objective. With recruitment, the main objective is to attract more candidates to apply, whilst with selection, an attempt is made at rejecting unsuitable candidates. The next difference will be on the level of the process. Recruitment is a very simple process because it's mainly just getting or receiving application letters and maybe receiving contacts with suitable potential candidates. But for selection, it is a very complicated process, as the company or the business entity will have to take a closer look at the various CVs, the various applications, and then scrutinize each candidate with much more intensity. So that one is a complicated process. Now also we can look at the approach. Recruitment is quite a positive approach as more candidates are sourced for. But with selection, it's a negative approach since it will lead to the reduction in the total number of available persons that the organization will be looking at employing. Now, looking at the sequence, we can also see a difference there in that recruitment comes before selection, and whilst selection comes after recruitment. And then also the time involved. Recruitment involves less time, but the selection process requires more time because the company will have to take a closer look at CVs, do background checks and so on before finally giving the employee or the potential employee a letter of offer. Now, this letter of offer is very, very important because you can't say you have selected someone without making an offer. And making an offer is the final stage of recruitment and selection. Once a candidate is selected, he or she will be issued an offer letter which will describe, as I said earlier, on the designation, the job location, the role, responsibilities, remunerations, benefits,